Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh and this is your JIS news for Monday, February 5. Finance Minister Audley Shaw has announced that the country's debt-to-GDP ratio is falling aggressively and is now poised to close the 2017-2018 fiscal year below 105%. This surpasses government's previous target for a reduction in the debt-to-GDP ratio from its current 115% to 108% by the end of March. The minister says it's evidence of the macroeconomic improvements being witnessed in a number of areas.
So we are moving in a very aggressive way to deal with all of these fundamental issues that collectively militate against consumer and business confidence and investment. At the same time, we have to make sure that we do the necessary things to make our country more appropriately aligned with global standards.
Minister Shaw was speaking at a recent signing ceremony for 9.17 million euros in grant funding under the European Union Caribbean Investment Facility for the government's energy management and efficiency project. He also praised the recent news that Jamaica's rating has been upgraded from stable to positive by international rating agency Fitch. The news was also welcomed by IDB General Manager for the Caribbean Group Country Department, Therese Turner-Jones.
It really stresses how far Jamaica has come on reducing its debt and improving the macroeconomic outlook. So I think the future is bright.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the second phase of the state of public emergency in St. James will target more heavily the facilitators of crime. He says this is a shift in focus from the initial phase, which looked more at street-level crime.
The street-level criminal is just the symptom of a deeper problem. There is literally an ecosystem of criminality that is growing in St. James. It's driven by lottery scamming and other such economic crimes. It is facilitated by formal systems, our formal banking systems, our formal telecommunication system, our formal transportation systems, our medical systems. If we're going to really bring this crime problem to heel, then we must deal with the hierarchy of criminality.
Mr. Holness was addressing the annual awards banquet of the St. James chapter of the Lay Magistrates Association of Jamaica. The Ministry of Justice is reporting success in its recent Trafficking in Persons public education and sensitization campaign, with keen interest being shown by young persons who are more vulnerable to the crime. Manager of the Trafficking in Persons Secretariat at the Ministry, Keisha West, says it's an initiative that government will be continuing.
And as we continue, we want persons to be engaged and come on board. This issue will not go away. We have a right to liberty, we have a right to the security of the person. It's a constitutionally guaranteed right, and it is very important that persons are aware that human trafficking violates, it infringes on this constitutional right.
The Justice Ministry recently embarked on a 4-day island-wide tour to increase public awareness of the signs and impact of trafficking in persons. 213 households in Portland and St. Mary have received grant funding from the government to support their recovery from damage sustained in heavy rains and flooding in January. The relief funds were handed out by Minister of Labor and Social Security Shahini Robinson on Friday. Speaking to beneficiaries at the ministry's parish office in Port Antonio, Minister Robinson called for wise use of the funds.
Use it to build back some sort of normalcy to your lives.
Minister Robinson says government is committed to help those affected, which includes 5 St. Mary households that were totally destroyed.
Relief supplies including bedding, food, toiletries, etc. have been distributed by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security to affected households and to those persons who are in shelters. So the Ministry of Labor and Social Security understands your needs and we have responded.
Minister Robinson also urged the residents to be alert as the rains continue. And finally, The Agriculture Ministry's Veterinary Services Diagnostic Laboratory, VSDL, has received official 17025 Certificate of Accreditation from the Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation. The accreditation, which is of international standard, strengthens Jamaica's credibility and integrity of work coming out of the laboratory. Portfolio Minister Carl Samuda says this is essential if the country is to compete effectively in the global market.
We must be tireless in our pursuit of excellence, because the world owes us nothing. We are not going to make it as a nation to grow and to continue to grow and be respected unless we can say to the world, the products coming out of our country are first rate, world standard, not to be questioned.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.